the main, like, I guess more of Alex can answer a lot about Europe if you want to do that. Jack is mainly Ireland. Europe and like mostly the rest of the world is like wobbly. So if anyone have questions, that's who you direct them to.
Yeah, we decided early on in the mod, we didn't want to. Well, Huey Long is dead. Yeah, we just didn't like Huey Long. He's a bit too on the nose for us, so we got rid of him. That's really what it boils down to with that one. We're not going to try and say there was some big reason. He was just overused.
There
Uh,
are plenty of ideas for wacky trees. Sorry, Jack, you can go on.
I think it was
So,
Firebat.
can you hear me?
Yeah,
yes.
we can hear you,
Yeah.
Firebed.
Okay,
Just
thanks.
before you talk, sorry, I'm just gonna answer I'm just gonna expand on the previous answer. We're not like the mod isn't full on wacky, but we have our fair amount. I feel like it's kind of balanced. There are wacky things, but it's nothing crazy, too crazy.
I think we have some fun Easter eggs planned, but Easter
Yeah.
eggs they are.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, Firebed. I'm sorry.
Okay, I have questions about new mechanics of this mod. Do you have any ideas to expand actually an arsenal for new mechanics of your creation?
Are you
Okay.
referring to things like Congress mechanics, tech tree stuff, or what
Yeah,
exactly
some
are you referring to?
Congress mechanics or some mechanics for dissolving of the states like Austria-Hungary or Ukraine or Belarus.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, we
yes.
have some things for Russia in the works, so I don't know if we can reveal that yet, but we have some special things in regards to industrialization of Russia.
Yeah.
That's
A lot
yeah.
of that is again wobbly, but definitely we have many new mechanics. I would say I might be completely off here, and Alex can correct me, but I think we would ideally want any major country to have a mechanic, a unique mechanic.
Yeah, generally that's sort of what we're aiming for is to have the major countries at the beginning of development be fleshed out with unique mechanics to actually make them fun and playable, while still ensuring we don't end up like TNO where you have to manage your fiscal policy and trade on the market and shit like that. Because I would not want to play my own mod if I had to trade on the market and stuff like that. So we're keeping things simple. We're keeping things fun. We've got stuff like Congress, Parliament. We have specific mechanics that relate to specific trees, which is nice. We have things that relate to your industrial output, your research output, or even the choices you make with events. We're really sort of pushing a, how would you describe it? We're trying to make it fun while also making it a bit of a literary game. Give you the
So
chance
it
to make some
won't be
differences.
complicated, how I understood.
It will not be as complicated, no.
Hmm.
I am not a complicated guy. I am a grass farmer. I like things pretty simple.
Yeah, we try to keep it balanced between gameplay and narrative, basically.
Exactly.
All right, Firebet, do you have any more questions, or can we move on to other text?
Well, about more questions, I would ask about the how would you adapt your mod for the new DLC No One Step Back? Because some guys made videos about this new
All right.
DLC, and I'm asking, what would your mods be? Uh,
I think that's
So,
mostly.
hmm.
Sorry.
No, I was just going to say,
I was.
ideally speaking, it's not going to be too much of an issue at all. Yeah, we don't get early access like Wobbly said. So once the DLC comes out, it's just a matter of adapting our states, adapting our systems to not be broken when the new DLC comes out. And reasonably speaking, I expect all that's going to do is take a week or two out of our development cycle, and then we'll be right back into the mix of it. Wobbly
Yeah.
here is our coder, and honestly, I've seen him do miracles like Christ wouldn't believe. So I think we can do it. I think we can do it fast. I don't think the DLC is going to harm us much at all.
Thank you very
Alright.
much.
Yeah, we're gonna move on. Oh, okay. Okay, good. Let's move on to. We have some questions piled up.
Let's see.
One more thing, I would
Yeah.
answer the previous question on Latvia because I went in and checked. You'll find there are some leaders, for example, Gustavs from the Thundercross movement. So there's still heavy activity from both spectrums. So you'll see for sure socialist leaders such as Fritzs Menders, who was part of the LSDSP of Latvia, and also some prominent communists, which I couldn't reveal now, but there's definitely some Latvia content being implemented there. So I hope that answers the question from earlier.
Alright. Thank you for that. Alfred, this is actually a question for you about the black shirts in Italy.
Okay. So Mussolini is still in power. Same thing happened, people are not that happy about the whole Italy not getting that much from the war. So Mussolini gets in power, and I believe, and give me a second. Yeah, the black shirts are still with him. He's first things on the fascist path is to purge stuff. He's gonna be changing things up. Yeah, yeah, and that's about it. So the
Okay.
black shirt,
Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
yeah. So basically everything that you know that happened in real life is still there. It's just a bit, yeah, just a little bit of a change. Because I don't see a reason why. I didn't see a reason why things would be all that radically different.
Okay.
Yeah.
We had revolutionaries in Ukraine and Baltics. Did you get that, Wobbly? Or are we... Do we have anyone to answer that?
About revolutionaries in Ukraine and in the Baltics. Yeah, Wobbly's got it. He's just typing.
Okay.
Let's see.
We had another one wanting to speak. Yeah, sorry, Alex, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just looking at the chat to see what other questions we had. Will there be any based leaders?
Yeah.
Oh, we most certainly have some very based leaders. Jack, would you like to tell them about our favorite little friend who you might need to check your mailbox for?
Seamus O'Donovan? Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, guys, can you hear me well?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can.
Yeah.
in a sec we'll just finish answering this and then you can have your question, okay?
All right, take your time, boys.
One based leader, in quotations, I'm very happy about is Seamus O'Donovan, who in real life was a member of the IRA. He was one of the main people behind the S Plan, which was the systematic bombing of England. And he was a Nazi collaborator. And in this timeline,
Very
he
based.
will and in this timeline, he will basically be seizing power through bombings, essentially, within the IRA itself, which I'm very
Yes.
excited to go about.
For legal reason, I am not associated with Jack. Okay. Miskus, I'm probably butchering your name. Do you want to ask your question?
Yeah, Mishkas. It's actually I'm Middle Eastern and all, so
Alright.
that's why I'm asking a lot about the Middle East and the Arab world because there's not a lot of content, besides Kaiserreich and all. Anyways, so I actually have a question about the state of Turkey. Is Enver Pasha still around?
Enver Pasha
Alright.
is still around, but he is not in Turkey.
Really? Yeah. Okay, where is he at? Like
He's in
the
the
Caucasus?
East Asia, in a Turkestan National Republic, I believe.
Oh, okay. So is he like a leader or minister of sorts?
He's a Turanist leader, yes, I believe. Unless Wobbly, has the lore stayed the same since you've taken over the East Asia?
Okay, that's very cool. So you can afford Turan.
Yeah, that was the general idea, yeah.
All right, that's really cool. Okay,
If
but what about Turkey as a whole? Like
Turkey
the
as a
Ottoman
whole
Empire
is
still
under
around?
Saba, but I don't believe the Ottoman Empire is still around. As far as I know, it is a republic. Yeah, it's a republic, which is pretty
Led by
far right at the
Ataturk?
start. I don't think it's Ataturk at the start. Our basically, just so you get a little bit of an idea of why our answers are so fragmented when it comes to this region, it
Yeah.
is the most swapped in development we've ever had. It goes
Oh,
back and forth between. Basically, it started with one guy who left the mod, and then we gave it to a new guy who loved the Middle East, and then he joined the Air Force. So he left for like 6 months, and then we gave it to Wobbly, who has done an amazing job with it. And then it was handed to both of them, and now they're redoing the lore to match what they both want. So it's a bit fragmented, but we're getting there.
yeah,
Okay, just
go.
one last question actually. Is there like a list of ideologies?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
very much so.
Yeah, but where can I find them?
I will grab it for you.
All right, thank you guys.
I
No
believe it
worries.
is pinned somewhere in one of the chats.
We've got it in the
Alright, I'll
teasers
just-
too.
I'll just move to the audience.
Alrighty, cool.
Yeah, thank you very much.
No
I will
problem.
say two things about your. You're still here, so I'll talk. About your Middle East questions, feel free to like make a list and like tag Saba and ask Dev. He'll get to them when he gets on. And just in general about like tags, if you have questions about specific countries, our plans right now are just to continue doing these teasers, and hopefully that way you get more information about the tags of the world. Yeah.
Incredible.
I-
So I just posted the ideology teaser in the QA chat. So the only thing that is being changed as we speak are sub-ideologies. Some are getting added, some are getting removed. Because as the mod develops, of course, things change. But the actual overarching ideologies like insurrectionary anarchism, liberal conservatism, pardon me, and autocratic despotism, they're all staying the same. So you can see our general overview of what ideologies we have and which ones we don't.
I suggest also before you ask a question, like you can scroll a bit up and like go through our teasers. A lot of them, I would say, at some point they are outdated, but most of the lore is still there. I would say.
Indeed.
Iranian Socialist Republic. That's another wobbly question. I think wobbly. I'm sorry for so much typing. You're probably used to it.
The poor little fingers.
Yeah. We need them for coding.
We need them for coding.
If anyone have any more questions, feel free, guys. Oh, you can ask like a lot of US questions, obviously, which is Korea.
Also Africa.
Yeah, we also have Africa here and Europe. Those are regions you will get voiced answers to.
Yes. Wobbly's just responding to Mountain's response. Yeah, you can ask about South America. Honestly, in typical Hoi 4 fashion, not too much has changed with South America. We have some interesting things, like the Brazilian Civil War that is currently ongoing. And if you take a look at Ecuador, you'll notice the borders are a little wrong, or at least a little wrong for Hearts of Iron 4. Aha, because the Swedes don't know their ass from a hole in the ground. But besides
Yes.
that, will Korea be playable? Yes, I believe there's going to be Korea stuff later. There's just no plans for it now. But hey, you could always release it in LARP, huh?
Yeah. That's always an option. I'm gonna... Alright, yeah. I'm posting again the world map in case anyone hasn't seen it yet. So you can look around and like ask about certain things that might give you an idea for questions.
World
I would
map.
like to also thank you, everyone who came again to hear us out and
Here
ask
at Red-
questions.
Here at Red Liberty, we really appreciate those who come.
That
Shut up.
statement is yeah.
This is
What?
I believe for the most part the map is still the same. Not much has changed.
Yeah, the map
yeah.
is relatively accurate for the time being.
And I believe it will be fine. Like this is pretty much what's gonna come out eventually.
Israel being based?
No, that's directly owned by the UK, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, Wobbly has confirmed there are some outdated things.
Oh, I don't know, the image is not high quality enough that you can actually see what's written because it's the entire world. But if you have any if you can't understand the text, just feel free to ask. Yeah, Russia questions will also be answered. Believe I'm the first guy to ever actually play a war in Red Liberty. I've played the Russian Civil War.
What's
And
up
won
with
against the
Ataturk?
Whites.
So Lego Yoda, we can't actually answer what's happening with Kemal Ataturk as of this moment. I really wish I could, but we just can't. I'm sorry. We have, can the Russian state go communist? I don't believe necessarily communist, but there is the possibility of a good few types of socialism due to the workers' uprising that happens a little bit into the mod. If you take a look at our White Russia teaser whenever you have a little time to yourself, you'll notice that there was a what's it called? National Spirit, pardon me. Called the New Year's Strike. The New Year's Strike is the beginning of a large event chain that leads to a socialist uprising.
Believe.
And yes, the Russian state, if it loses to the RSFSR, would become communist. It would also become part of the RSFSR.
And I can say from experience that the war is fun. If you play as the state. I've had a lot of fun playing it.
Very hard as well.
Yeah, that's what makes it fun.
Sewer socialist Russian state when? Never. They don't care about their sewers in Russia. And Russia unified.
Probably should.
Russia cannot reunify peacefully, no.
At least not as of this moment.
That I don't think is very realistic, but I'm not a lore guy. But yeah, as of right now, Russia cannot reunify peacefully.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Most likely. The supply situation, I mean, I can't directly speak on it. I've seen a little bit more than my devs have because I have a bit more, what's the word, connection to what's happening inside of Paradox itself. But, I mean, I can't tell you whether or not it's gonna be a 4 railway or 1 railway. You know, it's gonna be shit. It's Siberia, let's be honest. But the Russian state, for example, will of course have infrastructure that is better than what the Soviet Union would have constructed in the area at the time, because, well, they're actually focused in that region. Serbia, good question. And will the Spanish Civil War happen? Not in the way that it did in our timeline, and it's possible to not have one entirely. Which is nice, because a lot of the time Spain is just sort of doomed to civil war. But no, it's not necessarily something that needs to happen in this timeline, which is great. I hope No Step Back lets USSR send people to Siberia and other inhabited... So unfortunately, that's actually something Paradox cannot do, because it is a... what is it called? A crime against humanity. And they're not allowed to do that.
I believe mods can't do that as well.
Yeah, no, we're not allowed to do
Same with
like,
the committing
the no thing where the people get sleepy time.
You can, I believe you can imply things because TNO has done that, but you can't affect manpower too much.
I think TNO just really quickly jumped into Johan's bed, to be honest, but because they were allowed to do a lot of things that we would get taken off the workshop for.
Yeah, a lot of it is like I think the big thing is you can't affect population, which they have not done. You can't like remove 1 million people, you know.
Yeah, and you can't even do it as a joke either. Like you can't. There was this not historical. There was a modern day mod, where they were playing as it was a femboy nation in the United States, right? And one of your focuses was to
You just said
feminize.
historical and.
Oh, pardon me. It was a modern mod. It was a modern mod. And anyway, the focus tree was to feminize the men in the country, and injecting what's the female one? Estrogen into men got them taken off of the workshop. So you can't even make femboys without Paradox getting upset. Truly 1984. Not LARPing, but will the Cool Kids Club be able to take over the US? Wobbly, that's a you question. Is the Ungern around in this? Is he in Mongolia? If so,
Mongolia question.
Baltic thing?
I can from what I know, which is not a lot, I know at least not at the start. I think we had discussion over Mongolia lore.
Jack, tell him
And
what
at
you
least
know.
This is not set in stone to my knowledge, but I think we discussed Ungern being in the Baltics because I think there was something about him just not being sent to Mongolia or just not being a warlord in the White Russia.
Indeed.
And instead he was put on the other end of Russia.
Yeah, so the answer to Mongolia question is definitely not at the start, but maybe, perhaps. We'll see.
Have you played the Russia rework mod? I have not. You should send me the link in DMs. Kosovo. Okay. Zizoid. Does this guy just is he even in the Q&A channel?
Yeah, just the Serbia.
Oh, it's Paul.
What?
Yeah, my QA channel thing was glitching out a little bit, and it displayed Paul's alt as the username.
Oh!
Congratulations, Paul. You returned for a day, and you didn't manage to do anything useful.
Don't be mean. It's fine. I support Serbia posting.
Oh my lord.
Alex, do we want to answer more questions, or do we want to move on to announcements?
Let's say if anyone
We've been going for like 40 minutes. So
yeah, we have. Long. So final questions. Put them out now. We'll get it done very soon, and then we'll move on to the giveaway.
Austria-Hungary. That's a good question. I would suggest like asking about that are been answered before.
Go for it then, Wise.
No, I'm talking to them, and I think you should go for the Austria-Hungary question. That's like you.
I hate Austria-Hungary. Yeah, so Austria-Hungary. Yes, if you can think of a little culture or state that exists within the Austro-Hungarian Empire, it will be there, and it will most certainly be angry. The Austro-Hungarian Empire, pretty soon into the start of the mod, will collapse into just about every culture group. Just about all of them will be playable. The quotations on playable, because it depends exactly on which ones. I believe we already had content for the Hungarian Social Republic, a bit for Austria, and we're sort of moving down the list when development gets back to Austria-Hungary. Most development as of the moment is focused on the United States for reasons I will not elaborate further on. Will there be pan-national states? I'm really quickly going to Google what a pan-national state is so I don't sound like a dipshit.
Would appreciate it if you can stop with the modern day politics. It's allowed like in the rules, but you can just focus on the QA for now.
Specific term used mainly in social sciences to designate. Oh, yes, there are pan-national states. The main example would be like Tehran. I believe that's an example of a pan-national state, yes? Tehran? Uniting the whole Tehranese people? Oh, like Pan-Africa or Pan-Europe. We currently no plans for something like that.
Alright, I'll take the next one. What states could be playable when it breaks up? This is for the most of the mods. Ideally, all of them in practice, it will take time. Like, it's very far off, and it's obviously not a high priority, so I would say, just so you're not disappointed for a long time, probably none. But hopefully we'll get there eventually one day.
Sorry, was that for the World War II focus trees?
No, that's for what states could be playable when Austria-Hungary breaks out.
Oh, goodness. I thought I was about to say, wait a minute, we have World War II content.
No, that's not it. You can take the World War II question.
Oh, okay, very good. So what would World War II focus trees look like in the game decisions? So most of it, as of this moment, is based within trees itself. But a good amount of stuff, such as whether or not you're getting involved in certain things, whether or not you want to send stuff to certain things, it involves both events and decisions, depending on how important the scenario that you're involved in is, actually. Also, please stop talking about the Serbs and Slavs. Thank you very much. We have, will Banat be playable after the Austro-Hungarian collapse? We didn't... Would you like Banat to be playable after the Austro-Hungarian collapse?
Austria-Hungary is, I would say, the base is there. I think Alex has a lot of it planned, but it's still obviously working, like everything is working, taking place right now.
Every culture in Austria should be playable. That is the intention. So if you want to, if we want to get ISP to get in here and do a little bit of a Banat playthrough, maybe we'll get ISP to do a bit of a Banat playthrough.
Hopefully, like ideally, you'd get an Austria teaser in the future.
Yeah, most certainly. We're working on it. What's Goring doing in Germany since the NSDAP got broken up during the...
I think we'll take this one and maybe like 2 more and we'll call it a day, I think.
That works. He is in the Air Force. That's all I can say right now.
Any more questions? We have room for 2 more. Feel free to ask anything. If not, we'll just call it a day. Alright, we have people typing. Several people are typing.
We'll have to choose out of the... We'll have to choose.
Yeah. Alright, we have 1. We'll wait for the several... Okay, that's just Serbia.
Let's answer Serbia, but answer it twice.
Is scoring still fat? I think we won't pick that.
Are there any Giga projects?
Are the Baltic Germans still in charge? Are there any Giga projects in the game? Okay.
We could just blitz answer all of them. Finland focus tree,
okay, yeah,
yes.
Go ahead.
Is Goring... Yeah, it'll happen. Don't worry. Is Goring still fat? You betcha. Not quite as, but he is. Are the Baltic Germans still in charge? Yep, they are. Are there any Giga projects in game? Yep, you betcha. Because that's fun and wacky and cool. Herman Meyer. Yup.
I believe Thousand Week Reich had a mechanic where if you played Goring, you can get into shape. I believe that was a decision, unironic.
We will add a workout decision.
Yeah, it was him about having depression, and you needed to like combat it.
Yeah, that sounds about right. What is the chicken farmer up to? He is up to chicken farming.
Yeah.
As of this moment, yeah, he's not planned on doing anything. Alright, so that wraps up our question period. So the only thing that we really have after that is the giveaway. So for anyone who is unaware, the Red Liberty developing team, also known as My Wallet, is giving away 5 keys to the No Step Back DLC for Hearts of Iron 4. Basically, the way the process works is I have a bot here that when I type in a command, will draw a random member of the Discord. It doesn't matter who it is, doesn't matter if they've ever had a message sent in the Discord, but everyone has an equal chance. And if you win, you will be asked to add me on Steam, and I will send the gift to you as a friend. So, shall we draw some names?
That would be cool.
Incredible.
Yeah, all of you can start praying to the AI god.
Pray to Hoifor God.
Yes.
Let's see here. Username.
There's a high probability you won't be like don't expect
Oh, no.
your name. There's like 600.
Oh, it's
people.
question mark. My god. I was wondering why it wasn't working.
Okay, we have our
Okay,
first.
we
I
have-
don't know how to pronounce that.
Neither do I. One sec. I'm just
Okay,
really
but
quick.
rules are the rules.
Yes, I'm
Let's
just
do-
really quickly going to get the commands because I believe I can just draw 5 at once.
Well,
Or
you
4 at
now
once
you need
now.
to do 4.
Yes,
now
yes,
you
yes,
need
yes,
to
yes.
do 4.
Oh, yeah, okay, perfect. Okay, and then we do someone instead of usernames. This way it actually pings them. So we have Richard. Is that one of our fucking developers?
One of our
Yeah, that's excluded. Yeah,
He's
we have set
excluded.
out- that's
He's excluded.
That's not rigged. We have set up beforehand that devs are not eligible, so you don't have to worry. We have it's not rigged. We swear. Okay.
Okay, so we have...
Alright, we have our second lucky winner.
That's fucking hilarious. Faust? Do we know this person? No, we
Okay.
don't.
Is he? Why is it weird like that?
I don't know. Oh, he doesn't have
I
a
think
profile
if-
picture.
Okay. I think if they don't respond to you within a certain amount of time.
Yeah, if they don't respond to me in like 24 hours, I'll just pick new people.
Okay,
So
another
we
one.
have- how many do we have? 4 so far?
Yeah, you have 4 so far.
Alright, so we will. Perfect.
And that should be it.
Okay,
right?
so what I'm going to do is, and keep in mind, just because you weren't drawn here does not mean you do not have a chance. So if by tomorrow this time someone does not respond, then I will not be drawing at random. I will be drawing from people who have put messages in the Discord. So if you have not sent a message in the Discord, tomorrow you will not have a chance to take one of the spots that was lost today. Does that make sense to everyone? Incredible.
Alright, yeah.
Perfect. So I will put these names in the announcements chat, let everyone know who's won.